I must warn you that the information that you're about to be exposed to is very dark and may cause psychological changes in how you see the world around you. This video is not for the faint-hearted. This video is for the people that are striving to succeed in life using any means necessary. You have been warned. The 48 Laws of Power was published in 1998 by an American author, Robert Greene. The book was popular among prisons until they banned it. The book has even received negative reviews claiming that the book is filled with evil and inhumane information. It seems that society has dropped the physical copies of information and transitioned to digital devices. And yet, the book has 1.2 million copies worldwide. 1.2 million. That's nearly the whole population of Estonia, and that is your competition. So how does Ayanokoji use the 48 Laws of Power? Why does he use them? And how can you use them as well? Law 1. Never outshine the master. Always make those above you feel comfortably superior. In your desire to please or impress them, do not go too far in displaying your talents, or you might accomplish the opposite. Inspire fear and insecurity. Make your masters appear more brilliant than they are, and you will attain the heights of power. The people above you want to feel more superior than you. If you are the best at something, getting all the praise and attention that you've always wanted, seeing your face on TV and social media, talking about how great you are, but then someone starts rising to the top, overtaking you in a short span of time, wouldn't you be out for blood? Ayanokoji knows that displaying talent brings attention to himself, which is why he hides them by trying to be average at everything. He even conveys himself as an ordinary guy who likes to be left alone and that he is useless. This gives him an opportunity to read the intentions of the people around him, learning their strengths and weaknesses, calculating how he can manipulate them, what he could gain from them, and when to strike. If you make your master appear more brilliant than they are, you will inflate their ego. You could learn lots of information if you appear weaker than they do, since they won't believe that someone so average can overtake them. Law 2. Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. Be wary of friends. They will betray you more quickly, for they are easily aroused to envy. They also become spoiled and tyrannical, but hire a former enemy and he will be more loyal than a friend because he has more to prove. In fact, you have more to fear from friends than from enemies. If you have no enemies, find a way to make them. This might not be something that you wanted to hear. After all, it's fun having friends, having parties, playing games, hanging out. It's fun. However, it's really not a good idea to work with them, especially business-wise. You have no idea how your friends are truly feeling. You may create something, like music, paintings, or films, and your friends will probably say that it's good. However, an enemy will instantly point out your flaws in your creation, which gives you something you can improve on. It's something your friends would never do, unless you ask them to be brutal. To avoid danger of friends, Ayanokoji does not make any friends. He keeps people around as acquaintances like Horikita, Kushida and Hirata. However, as we all know, he views them as nothing but tools. Tools that can get him what he wants. He also uses his enemies like Ryuen, Katsuragi and Ichinose to determine how they would react to certain tests that the school gives them. Using this information, he can either prepare for an attack or defense. Law 3. Conceal your intentions. Keep people off balance and in the dark by never revealing the purpose behind your actions. If they have no clue what you're up to, they cannot prepare defense. Guide them far enough down the wrong path, envelop them in enough smoke, and by the time they realize your intentions, it will be too late. People do not care what you want. In fact, all they think about is themselves, how to have the best possible outcome of a certain situation. If you reveal your plans to the wrong people, they will do anything in their power to stop you from achieving your goal. Make sure you give them a bone to chew on, to lead them away from your plans by declaring fake goals and desires. Ayanokoji does not reveal his intentions to anyone, not even his plans. And even if he does reveal a certain plan to someone, it has another plan within that plan. Some 1000 IQ plays. He does this so he can guarantee victory to his class without spilling the information to the wrong people that can sabotage him. Law 4. Always say less than necessary. When you are trying to impress people with words, the more you say, the more common you appear, and the less in control. Even if you are saying something banal, it will seem original if you make it vague, open-ended, and sphinx-like. Powerful people impress and intimidate by saying less. The more you say, the more likely you are to say something foolish. The tongue is a sharp weapon. which is why it's sometimes better to say what sounds right rather than what you actually feel. You and the people close to you might have the same opinions about the world. However, if you start pouring out your feelings and opinions to other people, you will look and sound stupid. Not because your opinion might be wrong, but because they simply do not agree with you. Instead, figure out what they believe in and adapt to those beliefs if the person is necessary for you to achieve your goals. Ayanokoji simply uses this to deter any attention that comes his way. For example, when they came first place for the island test, he simply told the class it was Horikita's plan, and that's that. He didn't go into deep information on how they won. He just simply threw the attention to Horikita. Throwing positive attention at someone, even when they didn't contribute at all, can be a powerful thing. No one would turn down good attention, and the person would most likely thank you for it. Please click the like button if you're finding this video helpful, and subscribe to the Power Analysis for more anime character analysis videos. Thank you. Law 5. So much depends on reputation. Guard it with your life. Reputation is the cornerstone of power. Through reputation alone, you can intimidate and win. Once it slips, however, you are vulnerable and will be attacked on all sides. Make your reputation unassailable. Always be alert to potential attacks and thwart them before they happen. Meanwhile, learn to destroy your enemies by opening holes in their own reputations. Then stand aside and let public opinion hang them. If people labeled you as trustworthy, people would naturally trust you and respect you. Now, what if you were labeled as a thief? Will that label yield the same results? Of course not. The reason you should guard your reputation with your life is because if you mess up your reputation once, it will be very hard to restore, since everyone has already labeled you a certain thing. Ayanokoji has a strong reputation. I will not explain any further than the anime because I don't want to give you any spoilers, but just know that Ayanokoji has a very good reputation that helps him with whatever he needs. I'll give you one example. Ruin. What do you picture when you hear that name? Danger, fear, and unpredictability. That is the power of reputation. Law 18. Do not build fortresses to protect yourself. Isolation is dangerous. The world is dangerous, and enemies are everywhere. Everyone has to protect themselves. A fortress seems to be the safest, but isolation exposes you to more dangers than it protects you from. It cuts you off from valuable information. It makes you conspicuous and an easy target. Better to circulate among people and find allies. You are shielded from your enemies by the crowd. Ayanokoji isn't really good at being social. However, that does not stop him from creating allies. He understands that you can never reach the top by yourself. Being the lone wolf isn't cool. You'll just get ripped apart by a herd of lions. An example is Sakura. If Sakura never had contact with Ayanokoji, something bad might have happened to her regarding the camera and store clerk situation. Law 21. Play a sucker to catch a sucker. Seem dumber than your mark. No one likes feeling stupider than the next person. The trick, then, is to make your victims feel smart, and not just smart, but smarter than you are. Once convinced of this, they will never suspect that you may have ulterior motives. This is literally what Ayanokoji did in the first season. He even convinced the viewers that he was a nobody until he started revealing his true nature. He obviously did this so he doesn't bring attention upon himself, and that's so he can work in the shadows. You can implement this law by secretly working on something, like a hobby, getting really good at it, and then displaying your skill set in competitions. This will catch the enemy off guard. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this information helped you out. If you haven't subscribed already and you like character analysis videos, then I suggest you do so. I hope you have a great day.